Welcome, all friends, family, and fellow students to my celestia exam. My name is Jake Hammond, and I'm in planetary astronomy 4th period with Mr. Higgins. I know I'm a day late turning this in, but you know what they say, it's better late than never. Let's start this video off with a look at my star. This star is titled HIP 23693. It has many objects that revolve around it. These objects include 7 planets, 19 moons, 5 asteroids, and 2 comets. As I zoom out from my star, let's take a second to look at the orbits that surround it. The blue orbits are planets, and the red orbits are asteroids and comets. My planets vary from Jovian to terrestrial, all the way to ice. My comets have varying orbits as well. Comet number 14 only takes 14 hours to travel around the sun, while comet number named Rodman takes about 27,000 days. But we'll talk about that later. For now, let's get into my first planet, Verbatim. It is closest to the star and is a terrestrial planet. Verbatim has a relatively small radius of just under 2,000 kilometers. It has, however, extremely hot temperatures and an unstable molten core. This is likely to be caused by how close in proximity it is to the star HIP 23693. Verbatim only has one moon, and this moon is called Lebron. Let's take a look at Lebron right now. I'm going to head over after typing into the search name, and we're on our way. Lebron is very similar to the moon we have on Earth. It is composed of different characteristics like riles and rays on the surface. Also, Lebron has dark regions of Mar that is distinct from the surface of Verbatim, much like the Mare regions of our moon is visible from the Earth we live on. On that note, let's take a look at our second planet, titled Porche. Porche also has warm temperatures considering how close in proximity it is to the star HIP 2369. However, the core of Porche is now inactive, but at one point may have had volcanoes on its surface. This is indicated by the impacts and craters that are on the surface of Porche. It can be inferred that Porche was also hit by debris and meteorites, which could incline the damaged texture on its surface. Porche also has one moon, and this moon is titled Higg. Let's go pay Higg a visit, shall we? Higg might be a typical moon that you would find in our solar system. Higg includes features such as Mare region, light and dark spots, as well as craters. Higg is relatively small in size, but what it lacks in size, it will certainly make up in temperature. Higg suffers from extreme heat due to its proximity to the sun. But that's enough with Higg. How about we go on to my third planet? It is a Jovian powerhouse called Blanket. It's a Jovian planet that releases elements like hydrogen and helium. These elements give the planet a possible blue pigment. It seems almost as if oceans are visible from the surface. That would indicate a potential habitation for human life or possible extraterrestrials. However, this is quite unlikely because of Blanket's lack of atmosphere. Let's visit 2 of Blanket's moons. First, with Dabbers. Dabbers has a very bright surface. This surface absorbs chemicals like sulfur to resonate a bright hue into the atmosphere. There's also noticeable polar caps that may or may not have ice forming at the top and bottom of them. This is very interesting to watch. From there, we will be going to our second moon called Zero. Zero is heavily cratered. It has different regions of dark and light spots all over. Zero is quite similar to the moon that we have on Earth. My fourth planet is my favorite of them all, and it is titled Planet Up. Planet Up has a very extensive ring system around it. This ring system is kept in line through the shepherd moons of Planet Up. Planet Up is a gas Jovian. Can we please take a second to look at this massive division in between my ring system? This break in between my debris is very similar to Saturn's Cassini division. Instead, for Planet Up, I like to call this division the Cranbrook division. Now let's take a second to look at one of Planet Up's moons. This moon is titled Kiowa, and it has an outer layer of ice. It is strangely shaped, which is indicative of many impacts that have occurred on the surface of Kiowa. Kiowa has an intricate system of riles and rays on its surface. This indicates that at one point or another there may or may not have been lava or water or some other form of liquid that has flown through the surface of Kiowa. This indicates that Kiowa once had an active core. However, this core is likely to be inactive at this point in time. Another moon of Planet Up is titled Koka. Let's just head over there real quick. Sorry about these typos. Koka has an active core that creates iron. This provides a rocky surface with craters and highlands throughout the planet. The surface of Koka interacts with iron and heat from the sun to create a very warm surface to live on. But let's not dwell on that now. Let's move on to my next planet, which is titled Jovi. Jovi is very blue. It almost resembles Neptune from our own solar system. Jovi is made up of predominant elements such as helium and hydrogen. These elements provide a blue hint from the surface. Jovi is my largest planet with a radius of over 69,000 kilometers. It has two moons that follow it, Jesus and Yonkers. Let's take a look at Yonkers right now. Yonkers has a rocky surface. It is heavily cratered. Let me give you a better look. Yonkers has a surface that retrieves ammonia and water elements to create a purple or blue hue from its surface. Yonkers is quite a beautiful sight to see. It has craters deep into the surface that could be caused by debris from oncoming meteorites. We're going to go ahead to my last planet. It is titled Mortal. Mortal is an ice planet, and it is located the furthest away from my star. Mortal is very cold due to its distance from the star. Prominent elements on Mortal contain methane, water, and ammonia. These elements may have frozen over time to resonate a light blue hue from the planet's surface. Mortal has 4 moons. We're going to go visit Krungle right now. Krungle has Maria in certain regions and also incorporates dark spots in others. Hit with debris from oncoming floating objects in space, it is cratered to the fullest extent. Krungle is a very large moon with a radius of almost 2,000 kilometers. Lastly, we're going to take a look at the asteroids and comets that make up my solar system. First, we're going to return back to home base 23693. From home base, we'll be able to zoom out and really breathe in all the comets and asteroids that we have. We have Hororoti, Astabuti, Angelot, Jose, and Asteroidi. Those make up the asteroids. They generally consist in the area of most planets and moons in my solar system. Going on from these asteroids, we're going to move to the comets. The comets are quite a sight to be seen. Over here we have 14. Over here we got Jumpman. And lastly we have Rodman. Let's take a closer look at Rodman because he's just such an interesting man. So Rodman takes about 27,000 days to rotate around my solar system. His journey is quite long. My next comet is named Jumpman, and it has a significantly shorter orbit time of roughly 20,000 days to go around my solar system, which is a considerable about less. I had a pleasure making this project, and I hope you enjoy listening to it. Thank you.